just going over the last little bit for this Outdoorsman hat. So I've gone ahead and done the top of the hat in part 1, and then this middle section I actually did not video because it's all repeats, and then the bottom section where we do the neck and ear flaps is in part 2. So if you're joining me here, you've probably done those already and are ready to throw some tassels on those ear flaps. So once I got done with all of my rows, I actually did a reverse single crochet all the way around here. And then when I got to the end, I actually just took my tail and chained 40 because that's going to play into these tassels. And then on the other ear, when we had to reattach or actually this would be the first ear. When we did the first ear, the tail from that I also turned into a chain of 40 so that it can turn into one of the tassels as well. So we're gonna go ahead, and I've actually pre-made my pieces for this. So my original pattern called for a chain of 120, and you would take 6 of them and weave them halfway through and then braid. My older sister Sarah actually recommended having slightly shorter tassels but a little bit thicker. So what I did for this hat is chained, for these it's 40 because they're only going to be one strand, but for the pieces that I'm going to be weaving halfway through I did 80 so that when they get woven through we have 40 and 40. So once you have, for the one ear flap, once you have 4 additional chains of 80, you're going to go ahead and take your ear flap, put your hook through, take one of your tassels, and pull it approximately halfway through. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but it does need to be close. All right, and then go ahead with your next one. Now, I like to just move a stitch or so over to pull the next one through on that ear flap. Pull that one approximately halfway through. Then your next. And then the last one here. I try and make sure that the 2 end ones end up being on the actual outside stitches there. The other ones I just try and space evenly. I'm going to move that out of my way because that's for the other side. So just double check and make sure that you've got them all approximately halfway through. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to go, okay, here's 3 pieces here. And actually, because of the colors of this one, I think I'm going to try and arrange those just a little differently. There. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to have these, and I like to just go ahead and braid them. Before you start braiding, it is helpful to have a piece of string probably about 18 inches long available because you're going to use that to tie off the end. So go ahead and braid until you kind of run out of the chain. So down here, you're going to have the chains just turn into regular string. So you want to braid basically all the way down to that. All right, so here I am. I'm getting within about an inch of where it turns into just regular string. So I'm going to go ahead and stop right there. I'm going to take the string that I had waiting and hold it on the back and do a square knot to help hold this just so that it'll stay braided during regular use. So you do it that way, and then another knot to make sure that it stays. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually wrap it around the back one more time and then wrap it over the front, and then I like to actually tie it on the back. So flip that up that way. Okay, so this is kind of the back of the piece. It won't matter too much as long as it's tied securely, everything will be okay. So there's the first part and then the second part of my square knot here. So that is going to hold that where it needs to be. And then what I like to do is I like to look and see, okay, approximately here is where it turns into just regular string. I find the longest one and then go about 1 inch further out. And cut it right there. And then all you're going to do for the other side is the same exact thing, but to figure out how long you're going to want to braid it so that they don't end up too uneven, what I do is I go up here and I go, okay, count the bumps on just one side. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 for this one. So on the other side, because all of those chained pieces should be about the same length as they were on this side, you should end up with approximately the same number when you get done braiding. So you can actually just aim for that number, do 1 or 2 more, and then tie at that number if you want. So anyways, that is the tassels for those ear flaps. If you have any questions, feel free to comment and I will gladly answer them. Thanks for watching and enjoy your craft.